So this is my little recap and my takeaways from some of the upsets or some of these really close games that we had this past week in college football. Now, not listed is Alabama absolutely trouncing Miami. Georgia pulling out the close victory over Clemson, and LSU losing to UCLA. Those are just some of the notable mentions that aren't posted here. Then you see Penn State upsetting Wisconsin in Wisconsin. Wisconsin was 5.5-point favorites. They were home, but in my opinion, this was a coin toss game. Then you get a game like Oregon playing Fresno State. Oregon was 19.5-point favorites, and they couldn't put away Fresno State. Does this say more about Oregon, or does this say more about Fresno State? Then we get to this one right here. Tulane at Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma is supposed to be the number 2 team in the country. And when I say supposed to be, that means that like what Alabama did to Miami, who was a ranked team, Oklahoma should have done to Tulane. But they won the game by 5 points. And every year we keep hearing that this is Oklahoma's year. Spencer Rattler is a Heisman Trophy candidate. Spencer Rattler is also supposed to be in the running for the number 1 pick, and so on and so forth. Now, Oklahoma didn't make the playoffs. Will this hurt their chances at the end of the year getting into the playoffs? Now, this is like one of those coin toss situations because it's only 1 week and it's only 1 game. But that board does look at some of these games and go, well, they only beat Tulane by 5 points. Now, if they finish the season undefeated, they absolutely deserve a spot in the playoff. But these are games that schools like this should absolutely blow out the team that they're playing. There should be no question at the end of the year of, does this team deserve to be in the playoffs? Because if we put them in, a school like Alabama is going to roll them. No pun intended. Now, obviously, Georgia is going to leapfrog Oklahoma for the number 2 spot. Even though Oklahoma won, Georgia played the harder opponent. They were the 5 seed, they beat the 3 seed, and they looked better doing it. So they should be the number 2 team in the country. Now, ultimately, that won't mean anything because Alabama might lose, Georgia might lose. The SEC is a tougher conference. So all this really did for Oklahoma is kind of help them because now Georgia knocked off Clemson, and an undefeated Oklahoma looks a lot better than a 1-loss Clemson. However, Oklahoma needs to put away teams like this. Now, we'll see what they do with the shuffling for the top 5 teams or the top 25 teams. It's not looking good for the ACC, and Oklahoma, I expected more out of you.
Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby.